Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be doing a deck profile on my Enneacraft deck. Jumping straight into the extra deck, just because, I'm gonna be honest, I don't use the extra deck with this deck. It's just a bunch of stuff for Pot of Extravagance. Anyways, on to the main deck. The Enneacraft monsters are a pendulum deck, but they all have scale 0 and they all have flip effects. It's really interesting, but really fun to play, and honestly pretty good too. They came out in the Phantom Revenge, if you're wondering. All of their level 9 monsters have this pendulum effect. Each time a monster or monsters is flipped face up, place an Enneacraft counter on this card. At the end of the battle phase, if you have an Enneacraft card in your other pendulum zone, you can target one monster your opponent controls with less attack than this card and destroy it. And this Enneacraft Atori Mar, the big old whale, who's like the main monster besides the lion, when he flips, he can change all of your opponent's monsters to face down defense position, and all monsters who are changed cannot change their battle positions. This is really good just to lock out your monsters for your opponent. During your turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect on the field, you can change this face down card to face up defense position, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy the card. That's a quick effect, by the way. And then they all have this effect where you can reveal this card in your hand, special summon a card face down, and you're locked into face down defense for the rest of the turn. Pretty good. This is the Enneacraft Aiza Leon. He's like the other boss monster. Same pendulum effect. His flip effect. After this card was flipped face up, while it is in the monster zone, each time your opponent adds a card or cards to their hand by their card effect, they take 900 damage for each card. When your opponent activates a card or effect in response to your card or effect activation, this is a quick effect, you can change the face down defense card to face up defense position. Return up to 3 cards from your field from the field, not your field, from the field, anyone's field, to the hand. And then the same reveal to special defense. Face down defense. I then run 3 copies of Pixia. I'm thinking about bumping it down to 2, but 3's been pretty good for now. Same pendulum effect. After this card was flipped face up while it is in the monster zone, your opponent cannot target cards on the field. Cannot target cards in the field or graveyards with card effects. It's a really good card. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card or cards you control, quick effect, you can change this face down defense position card to face up defense position, negate the effect. Then you can banish face down 1 random card from your opponent's hand. And then the same reveal to special. Really good card. I'll probably keep it at 3. And lastly, for the level 9s, we have the tail, the scorpion. Really good. When he's flipped face up while it is in the monster zone, each time a monster or monsters is sent to your opponent's graveyard, they take 900 damage. This is also a burn deck if you haven't caught on. It's just a really annoying but fascinating deck to play and to go against. I have no complaints about the deck, and I'm glad they're getting new support soon with Blazing Dominion or whatever it's called, Blazing Domain. Yeah. His other effect, when your opponent activates a card or effect that would destroy a card or cards on the field, quick effect, you can change this face down card to face up defense position. Monsters and Enneacraft spells you control cannot be destroyed by card effects for the rest of the turn. Really good effect. On to the level 1s. If they're not level 9, they're going to be level 1. That's how the deck is. And all the level 1s have this effect for their pendulum effect. Each time a monster or monsters is flipped face up, place an E counter on this card. You can pay 900 life points, reveal 3 Enneacraft cards from your deck, then your opponent randomly picks 1 for you to add to your hand. Shuffle the rest into the deck. They all have that effect for the pendulum effect. His flip effect for Tromeria, negate the effects of 1 effect monster your opponent controls until the end of this turn. When your opponent activates a card or effect that includes an effect that special summons a monster, quick effect, you can change it from face down to face up, and then add an Enneacraft card from deck to hand. And then the same reveal to special. Then we got Alazonia, the other level 1 card. Same pendulum effect. His flip effect is banish 1 random card from your opponent's hand until the end phase, face up. When your opponent activates a card or effect that includes an effect that adds a card or cards from the deck to the hand, you can change this face down card to face up defense position and then add an Enneacraft card from deck to hand. Also quick effect. Then we got Orgia at 3 copies. His slip effect is just destroy one monster opponent controls. When your opponent activates a monster effect in the hand, quick effect, you can change this face down card to face up, add an Enneacraft card from deck to hand. Then lastly, to round out the Enneacraft monsters, I run 3 Okanira. I think that's how you say it, but yeah. I'm probably going to dip this one back to 2. I was running 2 for a while. I bumped 3 up just to check it, and I prefer 2. This will effect shuffle up to 3 cards from your opponent's graveyard and or banishment into the deck. When your opponent activates a card or effect in the graveyard or banishment, quick effect, change it from face down to face up, and then add an Enneacraft card from deck to hand. Pretty good. Then I run 1 Pot of the Forbidden, a little flip effect monster, because we don't use our normal summon with this deck. You just literally just special them all in face down defense and call it a day. So you can just tribute summon off tribute summon them off to summon Pot of the Forbidden. His flip effect, draw 2 cards, return all spell traps on the field to the hand, destroy all monsters your opponent controls, look at your opponent's hand and choose 1 card from it to shuffle into the deck. But you can only choose 1 effect, which sucks. If that card allowed you to activate all at the same time, that'd be awesome. Then I just run 3 Ash Blossom. That rounds out the monsters. 3 Enneanopolis, the field spell for these guys, is always treated as an Enneacraft card. Once per turn, during the end phase, remove all Enneacraft counters from your field, and if you do, your opponent takes 900 damage for each one. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. You can target any number of Enneacraft Pendulum monster cards you control, return them to the hand. If an Enneacraft Pendulum monster or monsters you control is flipped face up during the main phase, you can choose 1 of them and either return it to the hand or place it in the Pendulum Zone. Pretty neat. This card is how we burn our opponent for a game. Then we run 3 Enneacraft Reverse. Shuffle any number of Enneacraft monster cards from your hand and or face-up field into the deck or extra deck, then draw cards equal to the number shuffled. If your opponent normal summons or special summons a monster while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card and activate one of these effects. Either change 1 face-down defense position Enneacraft monster you control to face-up defense, or special summon an Enneacraft monster from your hand in face-down defense. It's only once per turn. Then we run 3 Enneacraft Release. This card's pretty good as well. Place an Enneacraft Pendulum monster from your deck in your Pendulum Zone. If this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can banish it and add a face-up Enneacraft monster from your extra deck to your hand. Really good. Then Pot of Extravagance. We all know what that card does. Really good card. That's why I run basically nothing in the extra deck, because we don't need it. I then run 3 copies of Sol and Luna. This card's pretty insane too for this deck. You can target 1 monster you control and 1 monster your opponent controls. Apply the following effect on each monster depending on its battle position. If it's face up, change it to face down defense position. And if it's face down, change it to face up defense position. Pretty good. Then I run 1 Sunset Beat. If a face-up monster you control is changed to face-down defense position, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. If a flip monster you control is flipped face-up, even during the damage step, you can target 1 of them, inflict damage to your opponent equal to his level times 200. Just even more opportunity for burn damage. 1 Terrors in the Hidden City. Your opponent cannot target face-down defense position monsters you control with card effects. Monsters you control that were flipped face-up while this card is face-up on the field gain 1500 attack and defense. If this card in its owner's spell and trap zone is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can target 1 monster in your graveyard, special summon it in face-down defense position. Lastly, to round out the spells, 1 Call by the Grave, and to round out the traps and to round out the main deck, 3 Destructive Daruma Karma Cannons. Really good card for this deck. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's probably short, but because there's no extra deck, that really cut some time out of the video. But yeah, I recommend you guys trying out the Enneacraft deck. It's really cheap to put together as well. And the new support is going to be pretty good as well once the Blazing Domain or Blazing Dominion, whatever it's called, comes out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Just like, subscribe, comment, share, or whatever. And I'll see you all in the next one.